demanding an investigation into the recent crackdown in Tibet by China. The protests are the latest in a series of demonstrations by Tibetan exiles, as Fiona Word reports.
It began peacefully. Hundreds of Tibetan refugees and monks gathered for a demonstration near the offices of the United Nations in Kathmandu. They were demanding that the UN investigate the crackdown by Chinese authorities in Tibet. But when the Tibetans tried to break through the police line, it turned violent. Some protesters were chased down the streets and beaten with bamboo sticks. Monks and refugees alike were given little quarter. Those arrested were dragged to police trucks. Any attempt to resist was met with force. The demonstrators were hauled on board with little ceremony, although many continued to shout slogans about Chinese repression in Tibet.
We cannot raise our voice at all. We are stopped every time we have raised our voice. And this is sheer injustice and cruelty of the Chinese. And we have every right to raise our voice, and nobody can stop us doing that. Nobody can stop us. We shall never give up.
The demonstrations are virtually a daily event in Nepal, where more than 20,000 Tibetans live in exile after fleeing Chinese rule following a failed uprising nearly 40 years ago. They're not allowed to demonstrate, but for many in the year of the Beijing Olympics, it's a rule they're prepared to ignore. Fiona Word, BBC News.
And the American Secretary of State, Condoleezza Rice, speaking at a joint news conference with her Indian counterpart, has said China needs to engage in dialogue with the Tibetan spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama. She was speaking as the two met for talks on the long-delayed India-US nuclear deal. The US Vice